First dates. They're terrifying, nerve-wracking, often boring, but they can also be incredibly fun, full of connection and laughter. But fellas, what makes an actually good first date? Why do some of your friends always seem to get a second date, while after your first date, you can't even seem to get a text back? It's probably because you've never actually took the time to think about what goes into making a perfect first date. And that's what we're gonna discuss today. What exactly makes a perfect first date, and what do I suggest you do? First thing you need to do is understand your timeline. What time of the day are you going, and what day of the week will it be on? You can do a lot more on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday than you can on a weekday, so you need to understand that first. That doesn't mean you have to do it on the weekend or do it on the weekday, but whatever date you decide to do it on doesn't really change what the activities are gonna be. It just changes how long you're gonna do them for. So a first date should be broken down into 4 main activities. And I know, I hear you, that sounds like a lot. Believe me, it's not. Some of these you can actually intertwine and do at the same time. And you really don't have to do all 4. As long as you stick to 2 or 3, that's all that really matters to make it a great first date. However, you can pick and choose which ones you want to do, but the first one you absolutely have to do. And the first part of the date, and listen closely when I say this, has to be some sort of stimulating activity. For the love of God, if I hear another motherfucker ask a girl to dinner, I'm gonna fucking lose it. You need to do something where you're up and moving around, doing some sort of activity, getting both your brain and your body active. This can be something as simple as going for a scenic walk, either in a botanical garden, walking on a pier or a riverfront, or even going to something a little bit more visual, like a quirky museum, like the Museum of Illusions or some art museum district. And if you really want to take it up a notch, do something competitive. My personal favorite and recommendations are indoor putt-putt, like puttery, axe throwing, or even an arcade. You want the first part of your date to be stimulating. It's 100 times easier to make conversation about how bad someone's doing at putt-putt than it is to talk about how fine the bread is this evening. When you're out doing something like that, you're having fun, you're gonna be joking around, and it helps you relax and open up so both you and your date can have better conversations. And if you want any more ideas, I'll throw up a list right now so you can screenshot. Now, after you've got the date jitters out of the way, it's time to move on to the second part of the date. And you big backs, I know are gonna love this. Food. Now, every good date, unless discussed beforehand, should always come with some sort of food. But don't go to any boring old restaurant. And if I see you at a McDonald's, I swear to God, I will come hunt you down. You want to go somewhere that's going to allow you to interact. One of my personal favorites and a place I always recommend are tapas restaurants. Now, tapas restaurants have 2 very distinct qualities. One is good and one's kind of bad. The first one is that tapas are appetizers. They're mostly shareable food items that you can share with each other, and that's the whole goal of this restaurant. And secondly, they are really expensive, so keep that in mind. So if you go to one of these restaurants, please be prepared to drop a decent sized bag. Or maybe something cheaper, you could go to maybe like a food truck crawl if your city has one, or maybe something nice like a rooftop sushi bar or something like that. The goal of this part of the date is to get some food in you, but also to bring you to a closer connection with that person. You can start off by offering her food, and then maybe she offers you some, and then you can maybe offer drinks to each other to swap. It really just allows for a more intimate connection where you're actually going to be interacting with each other than just a plain old regular dinner date idea. And if you want a few more ideas, I'll throw a list up that you can screenshot right here. And so after this part of the date, you could honestly be done. Like if it's a Tuesday night and you need to get to work, you school or something like that in the morning, you could maybe end it here. Because honestly, you could be at 4 hours of a date right now. So this is the part where you really need to evaluate how the date is going. If it's going well for you and for her, then maybe you can move on to part 3. But if it's going kind of sour, either you're not enjoying yourself or you can tell she's not enjoying herself, or you guys just simply aren't connecting like you feel like you should be, then you can just kind of end the date here. But if everything is going well, now's the time to do something a little bit more creative and playful. You can really take anything that's at the beginning of the date and put it here as well, but you can also maybe take it even further by maybe going to somewhere like a nice wine bar or your favorite cocktail lounge that you could take her to. Or if you know of a show that you can easily get tickets to, or maybe that's free entry, go to that. At this point in the date, you both should be relatively relaxed and open to suggestions to keep the date going if you guys are enjoying each other's company. There's so many options that you could possibly do, so I'll just throw up a list right here that you can screenshot for later. Now after this, we're at the point of winding down. We're in part 4 of the date. You've had an amazing date and you're almost finished, but just to put the cherry on top, you can add an intimate moment to this date. Something where it's just you two and there's no one or just barely any people around. This could be walking through the park late at night, watching the sunset if the sun's still up, maybe parking somewhere and watching the stars, or parking near an airport and watching the planes take off and land. The amount of quiet moments within a city are endless, and I'll throw up a few right here that you can get an idea of. Now, at this point in the date, you may have kissed already, you may not. You may have kissed before this date, who knows? But if there has never been a kiss before, I guarantee you this is probably when it's going to happen. Now, don't force it. Read her body language. But if she's leaning forward and leaning towards you and touching you and things of that nature, then that's your sign to generally go for it. Now, you can always ask, which I recommend. Just ask, hey, can I kiss you? Consent, you know, we love that. But I'm sure some of you think that you can just figure out her body language, but some girls are really bad giving body language and some girls are really good. So it's always just safe option to ask. Now, after this is all said and done and you finish this fantastic date, I can almost certainly guarantee this will have been one of the best first dates that she's ever been on. But now it's time to either drive her home, walk her home, order her Uber, but you have to remember you're not going to go home with her. Let me reiterate this so that God, Allah, Zeus, the sun god of Ra, all hear me. You will not go home with her. There are no ifs, ands, or buts, okay? Fellas, ladies already assume that we're bops and that we're all ran through. Don't prove her right. If you go home with her, you're just proving her that she's right about all men. So do not go home with her. You can kiss her, you can hold her hand, you can hug her, or whatever. But if you consider yourself a high value man, or whatever the fuck that means, you will not go home with her. More than likely, she's gonna respect you more for it, and you're gonna respect her more for it. You're literally showing her that you're not just like the other 99% of guys that just care about her body. You're showing her that you actually care about who she is as a person and as a potential future partner. So I'm gonna be doing a lot more videos like this in the future. So if you guys enjoyed this video, guys, I ask you guys please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can guys see what my next upload is. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Also, side note, if you really do want to have sex with her, I am not the one that should be judging you in your life, okay? YOLO, do what you want. But just know if you do it, I will know. I will feel a disturbance in the force.